For Nutrition Project Part 2, you will be entering your food and drink items from your 3-day diary into the diet analysis program. If your book came with an access code, you first need to follow the registration steps. Go to Blackboard and click on the Nutrition Project Diet Analysis tab. Under this Nutrition Project Diet Analysis tab, you will see a Student Registration Diet Analysis Plus PowerPoint. Click on this link to the PowerPoint and follow the steps on how to register. I highly recommend you viewing this PowerPoint because it will give you step-by-step instructions on how to do the registration process. After you have registered, now click Open to access the Diet Analysis Plus program. So open up the Diet Analysis Plus program and you are now on the Diet Analysis Plus program. Now, the next thing that you need to do is click on this tutorial button up here. This will give you instructions on how to set up your profile, track your diet, and generate your reports. Again, I highly recommend that you view this tutorial. After you have viewed this tutorial, then create your profile. After you have created your profile, go back to the home page. On the home page, you will see your profile that you created. Scroll down and you will see a course ID number that can be entered that is provided by me. How do you get the course identification number? Go back to Blackboard and click on the course identification code document that is under the Nutrition Project Diet Analysis tab on Blackboard. So open up the course identification code document, and this is the code that you need to enter into that space right here. The C8JD3PVWT4KEDC. So enter that course identification code number into this space right here. The purpose of you entering this course identification number is so that I can view the reports, the specific reports that I tell you to enter, so that I can view them and know that you did submit them. After you do your profile and enter your course identification number, you are now ready to enter your food and beverage items from your 3-day diary. Click on the Track Diet button and enter your food and beverage items. If you need help along the way, click on the Help button, or go back and view the tutorial button again if you get stuck on something. After you have entered your food and drink items, now click on the Reports tab. After you click on the Reports tab, click on the Intake versus Goal report. Make sure that you select a date range, put the date of day 1 that you entered your food items, and then the end date, day 3 of your food items. Make sure you enter the proper dates here. After you enter your dates, you're going to click Submit Report. This report will now go to the special website that me, the instructor, will view to see if you submitted the Intake versus Goal report. So click on the Submit Report button. If you want to put a comment, you can put your comments right here. And you now click on the Submit. And it says, we'll give you a message that the Intake versus Goals has been submitted to your current course. If you do not see that message there, that means that it did not go through and you need to try to do it again. Now, after you have submitted the report, go back to Blackboard. And you need to scroll down to where it says Nutrition Project Part 2. You see a link that says Part 2 Special Assignment Doc. Click on that link and open up that document. This is the document that you will see. It's giving you instructions again that you've already done. But I want you to scroll down to where you see questions. Now, the first question is, what information on the report most surprised you? Look back at your Intake versus Goal report and decide what information on that Intake versus Goals report most surprised you, and type in your answer in the space provided. After you type in the information about what on the report most surprised you, now you're going to go back to the Diet Analysis Plus and go to the Reports tab once again. So you're going to go back to the Reports tab and click on the Energy Balance report. Click on the Energy Balance report. And according to the instructions for Diet Project Part 2, you need to use your day 2 date and enter your day 2 date in this date here. So you put in your day 2 date. For example, let's pretend that your day 2 date is 9/27. So you would enter your day 2 date. Your end date would still be day 2, which is 9/27. You're going to choose all of your meals, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and if you had any snacks in that day 2. You're going to generate the report, and you're going to click on this Submit Report button. Click on the Submit Report button. You can type in an optional comment if you want, and hit the submit button. Again, you should see a message that says the energy balance has been submitted to your current course. If you don't see that message, you did not do it right. Just please remember, on the energy balance, you're going to select your day 2 date. It's going to be the same date for your start and end date. Now, go back to your Project Part 2 document that I told you to open. You've already done where it says go to the energy balance report. You've already chosen all your meals and you've generated a report. Look at that energy balance report. Was your calorie intake over or under the recommended calories on your profile page? So you need to look back and see if your calorie intake was over or under the recommended calories that it says on your profile page. Did this information surprise you? Whether it did or not, you need to answer why or why not. So you're now done with the first part. You have submitted the intake versus goals report, and you answered the question, what information on the report most surprised you? You've now submitted the energy balance report using day 2, and you're going to answer the questions, was your calorie intake over or under the recommended calories compared to your profile? And you're also going to answer, did this information surprise you? And if it did or did not, then you need to answer why or why not. And put your information in the space provided. If you need more space, just keep typing until your information fits in there. Now you're ready to go on to the next part. You're going to scroll down, and the next part of Diet Project Part 2 is that you've got to compare your intake to your recommended DRI. And in order to do this, you need to go back, please, to your intake versus goal report. So go back to your intake versus goal report and open that up. So open up your intake versus goal report. Generate your report. And you will have your information down here on this report. You're going to be concerning yourself on this report with your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fat amount on this report here. Now, going back to your Diet Project Part 2 part, from your intake versus goals report, you're going to enter the amount of carbohydrate grams. You're going to enter the amount of your protein in grams, your fat in grams, and your total kilocalories per day in this chart. So again, on the intake versus goal report, you're going to enter your protein amount in grams, your carbohydrate amount in grams, and your fat in grams, as well as your calories on the spaces provided here. Once you have entered your amounts in these spaces here, scroll on down, and you're going to calculate your percentage of calories from carbohydrates, protein, and fat in this chart, step by step. It